Ooh, I forgot a lot of things while we were gone, one of which is how damn long that introduction is. Hello, this is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin. These amazing people not only showed up to play games with me tonight, they did so after months and months and months of waiting. Super quick recap because it's not important anymore. I ended up in the hospital for a while, couldn't run this game. It took us a while to get it back together afterwards, but that's all done and behind us. So we are back. The Unwanted return. That was quick. And first of all, before I forget, the technicals. Our virtual tabletop of choice this evening is going to be Roll 20. There are two Williams. What have I done? Oh, God.
Double William.
Oops, chat's up, too.
Oh, hey. Yeah, it's to me.
Oh, hey, look. How did that happen? It's only supposed to be one.
Now there's
double tap.
Now there's two Tathlans.
There's two Tathlans.
Where's Karis? Karis is here. I promise you, I'm here.
Oh, you are.
I changed my hair a bit, and I grew a long beard, and I'm such a fan of the Doom Donkey that I couldn't resist. We're getting the technicals aside here. See, it's been 4 months. We've forgotten how to even do this. So
no, I
apparently I've forgotten who I am as well.
That's not a surprise at all.
It's all right. You can play William tonight, and I'll play Tathlan.
Yeah, you can play Tathlan. Yeah, I'll play both William and Aldith.
And I don't have to play anybody. Oh, cool! Now you're both Aldith and Tathlan there.
Yeah, I can play Aldith.
Aldith
and William.
Let's see.
Don't worry what's going to happen to Bjorn if I'm playing as Aldith.
You did that. I think I have you fixed.
Nothing bad will
My horse! Okay.
Oh, I got Tathlan and William in the wrong spots. I screwed this up so bad.
As we wait,
Karis is here!
There we go.
A joke to make everyone happy.
Yes.
So when
Fuzzy Grandma.
I was going to say, while I do this, but I'm already done it, so I don't have to say it now. I make this mistake so often, I'm getting quite quick at fixing it. I believe we now have everybody where they
I
need
have
to be.
a fix for you where you'd never have to do this again.
The only reason I did this time, I believe, is because it's been so long. Because normally it's just popping windows and windows, but I even have your little spaces named. But I'm just doing. I'm doing this because I'm fine tuning it right now.
Oh, it's a 2 minutes fix. It's all good.
It's all good because
you can just see the expression of Cars.
You've waited this long.
Going, this should have been me that is doing all the producing stuff.
I know, right? No. I'm playing in this one. I don't want to produce and play.
Yes,
because I mess things up when I do that. I just want to produce.
Yeah.
Let somebody else play.
I suspect playing and producing would be harder than DMing and producing, but never mind. Because you're trying to be two things.
The pressure is higher. The pressure is higher when you make a mistake and you forget, and you make a mistake that causes everybody else's audio to show up in OBS but not be recorded. I mean, it's really embarrassing when you're the producer and that happens. But yeah,
the DM also has to let you
Thunderscape. If we don't get started, there will be no character art to do this week. But I know what you mean. And thank you for pointing it out. That was my computer cleaned out a bunch of stuff, and some of it was the pictures that these guys had created for me, their character art. Some of it is Hero Forged, and some of it is from other sources, which will be credited as soon as I put them back in next week. So there's more technical crap out of the way. With that, let's do the people. It's about bloody time. Now that I have them all in the right little cages, boxes, screens.
We're here to role play.
Oh, eventually, but first I have to introduce you. So we're going to start with you. Aldith, finally, we can see you. So, Karis, thank you so much for coming and joining us. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for bringing the ever-creepy Aldith. How did you amuse yourself in the public spectrum while you were away? Wow, be careful how you answer that.
Yeah, I'm mostly feral. I am mostly doing Minecraft.
Oh, nice.
On the streams, I'm doing Dungeons and Dragons, but it's either being recorded or not streamed, or I am still doing it Saturday nights on the Daddy Warbucks channel.
Yes.
Yeah, so I am still doing that, which is streamed, and this, which is streamed, because it's just too damn hard to stream and DM at the same time, and also it's kind of like, yeah.
Well, it just kind of faded out, so I guess we should probably move on. Thank you for joining us
Stating
tonight.
facts. Yeah.
Next, let's go with Scarred Adventurer. You've had, because I know the answer to this, I'm such an ass. You've had months. How many thousands of words have you put onto the scarredadventurer.com?
Oh, how many thousands of
that's
words?
slow.
I do not actually know, because I had to re-upload a chapter because it was edited, and I put up a new chapter of something else.
Nice.
So how many thousands of words? That's actually 2, 3? I don't know. I have no idea.
Here I was thinking I was being a jerk, and here you were showing me that you actually are working. I'm an
Yeah,
ass.
I am working still. So
thank you. I deserve that. I deserve both of those. That's why I did it. Chat's like, wow, I gave him a chance to hit me. It's early, so we haven't even started the game yet. I'll hit back then.
yeah.
Next, William Sanguish, the man of the the man who leaves a scratch mark in the world when he walks through it, from his weapon dragging behind him on the ground, played by Villa Villas. What have you been up to?
In the past few months, a lot. In between just work, I actually, not too long after our last game, I went and finished Resident Evil 4 on stream, and went through the 5 stages of grief, fighting Krauser. That was an adventure. In between that, I've picked up another dog, which was a great experience that I'm living through every day. Other than that, you can find me occasionally playing games, twitch.tv/villavillas. I know that pretty soon I'm going to be doing a run through of a game that Kevin brought to my attention some time ago called What Remains of Edith Finch.
Oh, you're in for a treat. That is a spectacular game. Take your time. Just enjoy every little square meter of that game. Oh, wonderful, wonderful story. With that, let's take the last and final step. We've been going down this, I think, in one sense, we've been sort of going down the scale of crazy. And we're there! Deathland, one of the most blatantly insane characters I've ever seen. When I asked for a dark character, this is like, okay, just turn that to 12 and use it as an excuse. So thank you for that. And what have you been up to? You've been up to lots of shit. You're running a game and everything.
I am. Hi, I'm the Doom Donkey. Yeah, I've been doing a bit of stream on my own channel, which I've been playing various strategy games lately, to be honest, which is like Warhammer 3 coming out, Crusader Kings as well. I haven't really been streaming as much in the last 2 weeks on my own channel because I've started a game on Roll for Damage, where I'm DMing my own Viking-styled game, which is every Mondays, Monday Australian time. So unfortunately, it's not so great for a lot of the people here, but it's absolutely a blast playing through that and being in the DM chair again, being able to create my own world and stuff like that. So it's been a blast, but it's pretty much what I've been up to the last couple of months as well.
Well, that is amazing, because the last stream I was part of before I had to go to the hospital was that weekend that started with me being surprised that your game was tonight, which I found out halfway through another game, and then having to blast out 2 Discord messages to people that I had said would be in that game tomorrow, having them both say yes and get there tonight. It was it was a joy to play. It was a lot of fun.
Yes,
an excuse to just when you say what are you going to do and the answer is hit stuff until it's dead. It is refreshing, to say the least.
Yeah, and that's the universe that game's actually following through. The game that I played with you, I didn't make canon because I had to put more story elements into it, but it's like it's that universe, and if you're saying it out to everyone on stream, so it's got it. If Rutger ever wants to come back.
If I ever decide to stay up till the middle of the night, we'll see.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that's the people, that's the technicals. Let's get back and see if we remember what the hell happened in this game. I'm going to start, because it's my game and I'm supposed to know. These four are, well, three of these four, the three that are currently in the game, in fact. Lucas is currently MIA. But the other three are survivors in a world that shouldn't have survivors. This is a place that was not just ruined by war, but the ruins were ruined by war. There was nothing that was off the table. The phrase total war is used a lot in the real world, but if you include high-level magics, high-level technologies, the ability to travel through time and space, total war takes on a whole new meaning. This is a husk of a planet orbited by the husk of a moon. And yet, because life does what life does, some of you still scrabble around on the surface like the cockroaches you are. Survivors. Tough. Not like everybody else. The other one of you, I'm going to say it, regal one of you, fell here. No idea where you were at the start. From the middle of a family battle, a war that had gone on for as long as your people could remember, you turned your back on everything in a way that was total and complete. You turned your back on your family. You turned your back on your gods. You turned your back on the idea of gods altogether and swore to kill them all. And in that moment, you landed here, on this desolate little dust ball at the end of time and space. You joined up with these three because 4 maniacs is safer than 1, as long as you never turn your back on anybody at the same time. And the 4 of you started just surviving at the start. You found an underground bunker that did with machinery what you had only seen done with magic. You completely messed up that little ecosystem and left behind a horror show, as is your wont. You continued on down an artificial valley, a rift torn in the landscape. And you found a small river, and there was an attack by bullets. One of you was separated from the others, but even so, 3 on 5 and 1 on 1, the wildlife never stood a chance. After that, you continued following this torn earth, and you saw first a group of people, wanderers, other survivors, possible slaves, you never know, at least for one of our characters. But before you could take them over or kill them or eat them or whatever it is that you had planned to do, they were mowed down by some kind of mysterious fire from a large cube embedded on one point in the desert at the end of this rift. You've been following a valley torn in the landscape for something that hit so hard that it left 100-kilometer, a 60-mile gash in the ground that you've been following. And after that, it still sits there, apparently undamaged and unmarked, balanced on one point in a tiny little bit of dirt, almost like a golf ball on a low-slung tee. Lucas is missing, taken by one of the bullets. The other 3 of you, with stories and plans, approached the cube a little closer and were spoken to by somebody inside. They asked you to come in and clean up an infestation in the basement, as they referred to it. They're still quite a distance away, and they just exhorted all these people on the roadway. But before we get to what happens next, I'd like to hear how the characters went through what I just said from their own points of view. Let's start with Aldith, if we can, please.
For the second time in 2 days, I'm entering an alien stronghold with my horse being guarded by a flying Irish lion named Bernard. Yesterday, Bjorn and I approached an oasis at the same time as 3 other predators, a red-armored lord guy with the flying lion, and a scraggly guy dragging an axe, and a kind of creepy guy with too many butcher's knives. The oasis seemed abandoned, but, I mean, we were attacked by a dragon, and then invited into an underground refuge. It was all metal and ruled by a metal creature who sheltered its pet peasants. I mean, they had some sort of a glowing brand on their forehead, but it wasn't always visible. Maybe it's some sort of cult thing. I don't know. We didn't get into it. I mean, the metal creature seemed to be having some sort of existential crisis and asked me what I would die for. I mean, what a stupid question, given that the world already fell. So the Lord fellow was apparently fell from the stars or some such thing, and he tried to woo over the peasants. I mean, some sort of groundwork for a new kingdom thing. And the creepy guy tore through a peasant or two trying to get detailed information from the metal creature that he called an abomination, and he probably isn't wrong. I don't know, that guy dragging the axe didn't say much, but I mean, I wouldn't want to tangle with him. We probably should have, well, we would have killed the creature if it weren't for a minor detail that had we done so, we would just sort of be stuck in this stronghold, trapped. That's, yeah. So then we managed to come to terms, I suppose you could say, with not too many deaths. And it agreed to let us out, and we agreed to stop killing people, I suppose. I mean, that seems fair. The Lord fellow from, well, actually, usually just, when you leave a water hole, I mean, predators will usually just separate, but the 4 of us didn't. I mean, we're not together. We're not together exactly. It's just we're sort of going the same way. I mean, we're all curious about that gouged track that kind of led away from the stronghold, and we were, we came out at the same time. We were just sort of all following it at the same time, right? You know how that goes. So we followed it. And we followed it. And overnight, the moon broke apart with that same sort of glowing marking that those peasants had. And, right before that was right before then we were attacked by these things that sort of like swim through the land and then sort of emerge and chomp and all. And the Lord guy got grabbed by one of those and taken down, and we haven't seen him. But the rest of us survived and killed it off. And man, these guys are vicious. But I do think I have a better chance of overall survival if I stick with them. If they let me stick with them. Anyway, that gouge led us to this stronghold, some sort of huge cube thing. And we saw some peasants there, I don't know, asking for refuge or help or some such. And it just killed them with some sort of beam. Incinerated them. But it didn't kill us. I mean, we were sort of scouting around the thing to kind of sort of see what this was, and it spoke, and it wanted us to clear something out for us. And I'm not sure what we can do that it can't with that beam thingy, but whatever. At least Bernard is willing to guard Bjorn again, as this isn't sized for a horse. And he says he thinks the Star Lord is here or something. That's why he was here. He didn't come with us, exactly. But that creepy guy and the axe dragging guy, they've already gone in. I mean, what am I going to do? Stand outside and be incinerated? Here we go.
Next, William Sanguish, if you would. A perspective.
Honestly, if you can't back up your words with actions, then I find your words meaningless. Found out that that's the case for one of these party members. talked a big game, but when it really came to action, was dragged down to the dirt. Dragged down to the dead. I'd laugh if it wasn't so common to see this in this world. But one of them, he is interesting. A little mad, to be sure. But he's got the right idea. And honestly, to survive in this world, you gotta be a little crazy. You gotta be willing to go and do what others won't. For the woman and her horse, maybe they'll learn that in time. We'll have to see. But as we keep on traveling, following this rift in the dirt, and coming upon these futuristic, alien-esque structures, keep on coming across more people than I would believe would be able to survive. Although they're all doing it, getting help from others, and not doing it with their own strength. It's kind of disgusting in a way. Still, that weapon that was used, that incinerated that group of people, that is worthy of paying attention to. That is definitely worthy of obtaining. Those who are strong are those who get to make the rules. And with that on my side, I could write a whole new playbook. Let's see what this bargain is. Let's see what these vermin that need to be extinguished are. After all, my axe could always use a sharpening.
We've whetted your appetite? Oh, yeah. Axe joke. Oh, next. It's been a long time. This is going to be fun. Tathlan. How has this adventure been?
So many people in this wasteland today, all they are good for is ending. I thought this group may have been different, but one of them just unworthy, consorting with these peasants, wanting worship from things so below him. I would have been surprised. And then he got taken by a creature underground. Doesn't even know how to defend himself properly. Oh, it's funny to watch. And then that other one walks around with a horse. A horse in a desert in this world. At least the horse is worthy, knows how to keep itself alive. By taking what's something greater than it has. The horse understands. She doesn't. She's... But the other one, yes, him. He got the test. He got the test and he succeeded. He knew, he understands. So he must learn. I will keep teaching him. He's on the right path. He knows. This cube destroyed the unworthy. Very interesting. And then asks for help. What weakness? Something with that power asking for help or delightful. Shows its true weakness. I put my hand up against it and I could feel the thrum, the warmth. It is alive, and that means it can be consumed.
Three very different crazies. I like it. For a fourth and deeply submerged kind of crazy. Lucas, Lord Lucas, mocker of gods, edgelords. You are underground on the snout of a bullet. It is not attacking you. It is not trying to eat you. It's just pushing you through the earth. Before we get back to that, how's the short period of time leading up to this been, since you've arrived on this particular rock?
I've been here for 2 fucking days. I don't know this land. I don't know its customs. Thank God I don't need to eat, drink, or sleep. But right now I am pissed. How the hell am I going to make a kingdom? How the hell am I going to make it so I can fight gods? I'm tired. And I'm more than ready to just start.
And as you say you're tired, you kind of relax on the nose of this bullet, and you realize it's vibrating you, and that's what's breaking the rock. That's why you're still alive. It's not using you as a battering ram through solid rock. It's somehow vibrating you, and that vibration is crushing the rock in front of it. So if nothing else, you now know how bullets travel through the ground. At least in this world. I'll give you some reason
creature.
for having you on the nose of a bullet for 3 months. I'll give you a little information.
So why the hell am I even being carried? What is this thing's plan?
Oh. Give me an intelligence check. Let's play a game.
Oh God.
We haven't even got through the thing yet, and the backstory.
An intelligence check?
Yes, just a straight
Just
up
roll.
Intelligence.
Just roll intelligence. One big massage chair, yeah, with you as the pillow. This
Yes,
is
7.
good. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yep, no clue as to why you're here, where you're going. Meanwhile, actually shortly before this particular moment, it was mentioned in one of the backstories, on the moon, in the control room buried under 30 feet of regolith, 4 humanoids, but almost cadaverously thin and far, far too tall, stand sort of lightly in the low gravity. They're looking at screens and shaking their heads. There's a violent vibration, but there's almost no sound, because outside there's no atmosphere to move it, for it to move through. They feel a vibration through the rock, and another, and another. About half the screens go out. One of them looks at the other 3, and in a voice none of you would, or in a language none of you would understand, says, "It's happening. It's coming apart. We're falling." Back on the planet below, the 3 of you approach the diamond, for lack of a better word. It kind of stands on one point, and a rope ladder has been dropped down for you.
No,
What?
Tathlan was the
Yeah.
first one to start advancing, and
Yeah.
is like already kind of like he's been having his hand going down the cube as he's walked towards it.
Yes.
So as soon as that
Yeah.
rope ladder drops down, he's already like swinging up and climbing up it very gracefully as Tathlan, despite his demeanor, like his voice and demeanor, he moves very gracefully.
Yes. Oh, yes. You don't stay alive being that guy unless you're quick. Who follows? Who goes next?
That'd be William.
Okay.
And William will go and climb the ladder. He'll do it like one hand, and the other hand just has the axe, and he's like dragging it up the side, so it's making a nice screeching noise.
Yes, beautiful. It makes a hideous noise, like fingers on a chalkboard kind of noise, because it won't scratch that material. But yes, you start to climb up, dragging that up the side. Scree, 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 and all the way up. Aldith. Bjorn stands beside you. I almost said chewing his cud, but he's not a cow. So He stands behind you, kind of looks at you, looks at the rope ladder. You're muted. You are muted. Karis.
I turned him over to Bernard.
Oh, okay. Right. Yes.
So
Bernard
I'm a little bit behind them because we were separated.
Yes.
And so they got to it first. And so they're already partway up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll start climbing.
All right. So, first one up. Tathlin, you get to the ledge. And the door isn't like every door you've ever seen is, rectangular. And it's just like wood or, a really fancy one might be metal, but it just fits in. This has got rounded corners, and the door is quite thick, and it's got a step halfway down it. It looks like it's at least armored. You wouldn't know it as an airlock, but
yeah, but this is still just a rope ladder, is it not?
Yep, that you're getting out, that you're climbing up, and then you climb up the rope ladder and sort of put one hand on this ledge.
As he does this, like, is there anyone standing there? Because he's going to stand up straight away. But
yeah, he's as you climb up, you see first a face, actually 3 faces. Why not? Let's do this.
Alrighty.
There should now be in roll 20 an image. These 3.
All right, so they kind of got like this cloaks going on, and they've all these goggles covering their kind of face a little bit.
Yes, goggles covering their eyes and masks, and not all of them are wearing. Only one's wearing a mask, but all 3 of them are wearing goggles.
How tall are they?
These people are slightly shorter than average.
All right. Well,
there is one other thing in the hallway besides them. There is a structure that it isn't a tube, it isn't a barrel, it's just sort of a row of what looks like heavy, slightly reflective objects with wires coming off of them and going back to a big thing behind it, a big box.
All right. Well, Tathla, as he sees their faces, he'll get like this grin on his face as he climbs up. He won't say anything, but he'll stand up first, like kind of posture himself so he's taller than himself, and kind of like fixes very nice looking clothes because he's got this regal looking outfit going on.
Yeah.
Can I do a perception check to kind of figure out what they smell like?
Absolutely, you can. Yes.
Probably the weirdest question to open up.
Oh, I love it because now I want you to roll really, really high. That's not really high.
6.
12. 12. Okay.
Yeah.
You sort of checked them out. So what was it specifically you were looking for?
It's just kind of like what was that general smell? Because he's kind of like looking at like kind of like
yes. You don't smell. Well, that's not true. You smell oil, but not lamp oil. It's a different kind of oil. You smell various other acidic odors. Most of it seems to be liquids. There's some stains on their clothes that have very specific odors as well. Very chemically smells, we would call them.
So Flan will start like kind of like walking forward, like almost slightly dismissing. It's like, so dirty. Infestation, is it? Still got his hand on the side of like the wall as he starts walking, pretty much aiming to walk past them, like almost completely ignoring them.
And the one in the middle starts to kind of puff up a little bit and says, I am the head engineer. And you're past him and heading into his ship. Okay. Next up the ladder, William. They kind of turn around from that and sort of try and recover themselves. William. Another unsettling figure climbs on board their ship.
As William kind of gets and pulls himself up, and you hear that like axe go and scrape up the side.
Yeah.
He kind of drops it down, lets it hang. He looks at the 3 in front of him. Do they appear armed in some way?
They have things on their hips where you would carry a dagger, but they don't look like a dagger. They're bendy, and they look very fragile.
Okay.
So space pistols. So yeah, you have no idea what those are. They're just plastic-looking bendy thing on their hip.
And Tatlan is just going on.
It's already swiping past you.
So yeah, you just walk through as well. They turn back, and you're past as well. Okay. A few moments later, they turn and start to follow the two of you. A few moments later, Aldith, you climb up to see these three turned around and walking the other way, following your two partners. I have to call them something. Nobody's paying attention to you.
I think
as you step on
acquaintances
board.
works best.
Um,
I'm not sure if acquaintances includes names, so I don't know if we can go there yet. It's only been 11 hours of game time.
so I'll leave some distance behind.
Yep.
And I will quietly follow.
Okay. Give me
Is
a
this like
stealth check.
While
Go ahead.
she's doing that, is this like a hallway or is it like a bit more open?
Yes, I was just going to get back to you guys. This is a hallway with the identical sort of rounded corner rectangular doors set in the walls. They don't have handles like you're used to. They have a big circle on them, like it's a wheel, a metal wheel in the center of each of these doors.
Hang on, let me just do an intelligence check.
And you mentioned that was it on the periphery of this like hallway that every once in a while there are these not like boxes or barrels, but they all have cables going from them.
Actually,
continuing down the hallway.
Not when I re-explain what I meant. You may want to back up a bit. When you first climb in, into the this chamber, this hallway, there's only one of them is sitting on the floor. I don't think you guys ever would have seen, I mean, you certainly wouldn't have seen one of these, but I don't think you would have seen any sort of cannon or gun or anything of the sort. But what's actually sitting there, I'll just tell you, it's an electromagnetic cannon. But it's
like
big.
a railgun?
Yeah, like a railgun, basically. But it's big. It's like the whole structure is 10, 12 feet long.
Is it like following? Oh, wow, yeah, it's quite large. Is it kind of like following?
It's on a really, really simple rolling system that angles. So they rolled it up and aimed it out the door and tilted it down.
So kind of like a cannons on a ship.
Yeah, exactly. But a space cannon.
Pathlan obviously would have no idea what that is, but like he would take his hand off of like the wall and kind of like just like be tracing along the feel of this thing, just kind of like having a nice like look at it. It's getting distracted from what he was doing.
Warm
but just like
as you head down the barrel.
It's
ballista
kind of
with
like
no
tracing
bow
his
arms.
hand.
That's actually a good description. Yeah.
Following any like feeling of heat, he would be following that to wherever it would lead him to on this thing.
It leads you to the box at the back with all the wires coming out. That is really thrumming, and it's quite warm. I knew I had
What
to describe
species
it
is
well
this?
enough. You guys walked right past the cannon. I mean, it's like, come on.
No, it's just like he's got his hand on for a while. He looks up at. Actually, he'll look up at William first. Not that he knows what William's name is, but it's like,
Yeah.
What species is this?
You're referring to the cannon?
Yeah, the cannon. Yes.
Okay. Never seen one before.
It's warm. What kind of blood does it have? He then turns to these people. He's like, what kind of blood does it have?
Well, I guess you could say it's hydraulic oil and electromagnetic. Hello, I'm the engineer, and he kind of shakily holds out a hand.
Tathline completely fucking ignores a hand.
Now that he started, he's not going to stop. He gestures to one side, to the one that almost has the maple leaf on their face. He says, "This is the Imagineer," and she looks over at the four of you and says, "Whatever you do, do not call it a cube. It's not a cube. It's a fucking diamond. Thank you." And he gestures the other way over his shoulder. And this is the engineer.
You call this species diamond?
I built that.
So dirty. This hydraulic fluid, that blood. No, I've never heard it before. Show me.
It's not alive. It's a thing. It's not an alive thing. It's not a people. It's not an animal. It's not alive.
But yeah, I can hear its heartbeat.
I think that might be me. I'm quite nervous.
That you are. And then Tathline walks like straight over to him, kind of like look down and is like, why are you so nervous?
And he kind of looks around and everybody's too close. And he tries to whisper to you, but everybody can hear it. 'Cause I think you guys can kick my ass.
Tathlan, like, somehow during this will have a quick dagger. It's like, oh, I don't kick, and then like drag the dagger down the side of his cheek.
And you see the twin blades on his back never move. He never even makes an effort to go after them. He's just hoping you don't kill him.
Tathlan will flip the dagger away. I like someone who understands where they lie.
Do you want
What
me to
is this
show you?
infestation?
It's in the basement. You want me to show you how this works? Drip,
Yes.
drip,
Yes, I do.
drip. William, you're there as well.
Yeah, Billy wants to see how this works.
Okay, so the two of you sort of stand by. He steps forward and forgets you're there. I mean, he is as in love with this thing as one of you is with eating pure flesh, and the other one is with smashing ghouls or goblins or whatever it was you were chasing at the start.
No.
Knowles.
Yes, Knowles, that's what it was, yes. Knowles in holes. And they just fall into their work. They flip switches, gauges, like round circles with meters in them, moving up and down, clicking, banging. It start getting even warmer. And the whole
During this
thing-
process,
Yep. Mhm.
I am paying extremely close attention to what they're doing.
Give me... What are we going to do? You tell me. Is this just straight intelligence, or is this going to be more of a perception?
Perception.
Yeah, I
Probably
think...
perception.
Yeah, I think we'll go with perception. $27. Yeah, you got it. You understand not how this thing works, but you understand the steps that you have to go through. You don't understand the process, but you've memorized the steps. So you don't know why it works, but you know how to make it work. At the end of the process, the whole thing is just humming, and it's warm, and the whole thing is just vibrating slightly at a slightly different pitch than the rest of the ship. You can feel the power inherent in it. And then Aldith's head comes up in the doorway. Aldith, you come up, and this thing is pointed at you going... You lean to the side, and... You can't see the beam. Aldith, you're in a really unique spot. You can kind of feel it. As it goes by, it makes a void in the air, and then there's a sort of thunderous sound as it slams back shut. So you were just this far from thunder. So that might be an interesting experience. Probably too close to actually be loud. It wouldn't even be a sound by then. It would be too compressed. But a series of rocks in the mid-distance just... And the dust that was making them up floats away. The machine goes... All the needles go down to the left. William, you notice down to the left means they're off. He starts flipping switches, and I'll give you the same 27. It's not exactly the same process backwards, but you get it too. How to shut it down.
Magic weapon. Much like Golem. Golem's not alive. This one's not alive. Why does it generate so much heat? Where is its blood? Show me the blood. And then Tathline pulls out the dagger and just kind of like looking for anything that's not part of the plates, kind of just like stabbing around trying to get it to bleed, per se.
Give me... Oh, you want to do it? Let's do an investigation check as essentially a to hit roll. If you find
That
the right
sounds about
spot
right.
to stick your dagger rather than I pierce it. Ha! I
Yeah.
faint.
Who wants to be electrocuted?
I faint at the computer. Lean left, flanking it.
With my amazing intelligence. Oh boy, that's great too.
Poke, 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 poke,
Yeah,
poke, poke.
Tathline's got no fucking idea.
Give me a deck save.
Deck save.
Yep.
23.
Oh, you managed to let go of it before you're
Poke, 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 poke.
Totally like-
Ooh, shit.
So,
And as the dagger comes away, you see a spark. You've seen lightning before. It's like a very tiny lightning. Jumps from the machine, if you want to call it that, or the creature, that maybe this is its blood. It jumps onto the tip of your dagger, up into your arm, makes your arm all fuzzy. And then you jump back.
as the shock happens, Tathline will swing the dagger around, put it back down, and it's like, nah. It's just a golem, not even alive. and then just completely start like ignore the whole situation and keep going down the hallway till he reaches a door.
the head engineer yells after you. Just keep going down. They're at the bottom. They're actually in the dirt below the. I almost said cube.
Gone.
Don't you fucking dare! I didn't, but I almost did. And you're gone.
And Aldith is right up there. What is down there?
The creatures, the dirt creatures.
They're not shocked by the person suddenly being there.
Well, she climbed up and then and the shot went over and then she climbed back in. It climbed right in. So.
Well, I did have that earlier stealth roll. But...
I'm going to work that in. I'm going to give you in a second.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a chance to disappear, and we're going to use that roll when you decide to do so. But I want to get back to William for a second because things are sort of happening around William. How do you respond to this? Tatlan's gone. He's heading for the stairs, apparently.
I am just taking note of how this machine works.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna save that for later. Who knows? But if
that
there
27
are things
was good. I'm going to give you something before we move on. You see the engineer reach down and pull out a flexible, like it looks like a vine comes out of the back of this thing, and he connects it somehow to a hole in the wall, and one of the meters starts to go. He's recharging it from the wall socket, but you know, I explain everything twice tonight. What you see and then what's actually happening, just to make sure you understand.
So he's gonna take note of that. But if things need to get killed, that's straight up his alley. So
Oh yeah,
and if it says, "Hey, they're in the basement," he's going to the basement.
excellent. So
He's gonna keep on following Tatlan.
You just kind of blow past these people to hit.
Of course, dragging his axe on the floor.
Yes. Would you mind not doing? And in that moment, Aldith, you realize nobody's looking. Use that stealth check.
Okay, so what do I have? I have a hallway. I have the cannon thing. I have the 3 people. I have something back in the back with the wires go in, or the vines or whatever go into.
Yep.
The hallway continues. What else do we have here?
As soon as you get past the cannon, that's what we'll call it, just to get through the conversation without having to describe it every time, is a series of doors on both sides, matching doors. So there's 6 of them before there's a door at the end. And they're all these weird metal doors and walls with these big wheels on them.
I am going to... So the first door that I come to, I just want to sort of subtly test it and see if it opens.
You grab the wheel, and the wheel, one direction it won't go, but the other direction it's like you could unscrew it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how far you'd have to
And
rotate it.
nobody's paying attention.
Nope, and it's a well-maintained ship, so it doesn't squeak.
All right, so I will, and then when I feel it change, I'll kind of sort of just sort of push a little bit, see if it squeaks.
It doesn't, but it doesn't go in. This door comes out. You can tell from when you push it.
I would be able to tell which way it goes.
Yeah,
comes out. That means there's hinges on this side.
Yes, big metal hinges on this side, and as you open it a little bit, it's one of these 2-level doors. It's like there's an overlap, right? It's an airlock door, basically. It can be sealed. That much is clear. You don't know why, but it could be sealed very tightly.
Okay. I don't really want to press my luck with that. I do want to confront. I do want to just sort of come up and sort of suddenly be in the face. As one of them turns, I'm suddenly in its face.
Yep.
What is down there? What needs exterminating?
The creatures.
Describe.
Pointy at one end, deadly in the middle, pointy at the other end, eat rocks, travel through the dirt.
Does that match my experience from last night?
The bullets came right out of the rock wall, and they dove and came up to fight you and leapt through the air to fiercely attack you. Barked like dogs. I don't know if anybody heard that, but yeah.
Okay, so I used my horse to keep me with distance on that to manage it. I will follow along the hallway, and if there's stairs or whatever, I'm gonna, kind of keep track of the metal, which is probably something those things can't go through because they go through the dirt.
Fair
So
enough, yeah.
instead of using my horse to keep me with distance, I'm going to use that to keep sort of a barrier, and I will
Well,
continue down.
If your logic is fit, then you are fine. This entire structure is made out of metal.
Just
Metal
logic.
walls,
Yeah, so
metal
I'm
floors.
not going to
Sound.
step
That's
foot
I missed it.
off of the metal,
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So other than that, are you
but till I
following the
check
two of
out
them?
what I'm seeing. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so I will follow.
You follow the two of them down. So Tathlan, you get to this door first. You open it up. It's a box. It doesn't go anywhere. There's a bunch of buttons on the wall, but it's just a box.
So yeah, it's just a box with buttons on the wall. Tathlan will open up the door and just kind of like look at it, and then go back, have a bit of a smile on his face, and be like, "You trying to capture us?" And then you see he busts out both his swords and starts walking towards them.
Oh, you can do the stairs if you want, but that just press the bottom button. It'll take you right to the bottom of the. And he starts backing up and
It's
reaching
like,
for his. I'll say it now. He's reaching for his belt. There's some little item on his belt,
like-
not the pistol that we would know it as. Again, I'm using modern words, but
Tathlan will like point the sword at him. He's like, "You go first."
I can go with if you want. I was going to show you right where it goes. We can all fit. And you look,
Now!
and, yeah, 7 of you could fit in there. He's like, yeah, come on. To his 2 assistants. And
As they
start-
going past, Tathlan just kind of is like, "Dirty."
And the Imagineer, as she comes in, you hear her singing under her breath. Doesn't know how to use an elevator. Doesn't know how to use an elevator. As she bounces in.
It'll be the first body I find.
As we all pile
Doesn't
into...
know how to use the 3 seashells. I never thought I'd
As-
use that scene, but I stole it. What the hell?
Tathlan will wait for everyone else to go into the elevator, and
Yeah.
he'll be the last one in, with his weapons still both out in hand.
Okay.
He's kind of just like holding them in front of him, but he's like got them out, and he's like staring directly at these ones as he's doing it.
I love the idea, but there were 2 conditions to it, that the other 2 go in. William, your next option. Tathlan steps aside. The 3 engineers are inside.
As we get in the elevator, I almost called myself Tathlan. William will go
It's a
in
whole
like...
different kind of character bleed.
Yeah. William will go in like he'll go and kind of just tap his axe against the floor, and as they all pile in, I'd like to think that William will go in like towards the back of the elevator
Yeah.
and have all these 3 in front of him.
Yeah.
And how many of you are here?
Well, there's only the 3 of us up here. Everybody else stays down at their station. They're too sick to come up.
How many are there?
I think there's 14 left.
I see.
Tathlan will repeat, it was like, and of course they're all sick. Weakness.
Well, yes, every engineer knows that the lower you work, the faster you get sick. That's why we're up here. As the party realizes they're about to walk into a radioactive wasteland.
It's like, yeah, they want us to go down. The further down you go, they want us to go down
Yes.
into the basement.
But if you're quick, you'll probably be fine.
And Tathlan's definitely too arrogant to be like, I'm not going to get sick.
Yeah. Only the weak get sick.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're there, then I'm there because I was confronting them. So
Yep.
before I step into the box,
Yep.
I will sort of meet eyes with Tathlan and sort of tilt my head a little bit questioningly, who's standing there with his swords.
Tathlan will kind of like get eyes, but look back in the elevator and it's like, and be like, I go in last.
And so, yeah, I will step in.
Just because I think it's so much funnier. This is like a freight elevator, so everybody can sort of almost have a corner that you're in and still have some space between all of you.
Oh, Tathlan will definitely be standing like in front of the door, looking inside, like staring them down, basically.
Well, and I will take a cue from that, and as I step in, I'm going to step right up to whoever seems dominant. So I guess the guy who's been talking to us.
The hegeneer, definitely.
The hegeneer seems kind of dominant, and so I'm going to be right up in his face, staring at him, making him choose between whether he looks at me or whether he looks at the guy with the swords pointed at him.
That makes sense. I will mention, he is standing right by the rows of buttons. And he says, to Tathlan, if you'd like to, yes, okay. And the doors close behind you, of their own accord, and you hear as the wheel spins. You can see on this side it's just like a bolt sticks through, and you can see it spinning, and then it stops. And he presses another button, and the whole thing starts to drop. You can feel it in your stomach, just.
Tathlan will keep
three
his
people
composure.
who have never been in an elevator before, how do you respond to the floor falling out of this room and the three engineers having no reaction to that at all?
But Tathlan doing what he's doing right now will definitely try and keep his composure about it. Just be like,
Okay.
And
there'll be a moment of confusion, but
Yeah, play it cool.
he
Okay.
cares more about staring these people down than
Sure.
the floor.
Likewise for Aldous.
Aldous, just the two of you.
I'm doing more of the confrontation, the visual confrontation,
Not
rather
fucking
than
me
worrying
over.
about- I probably blinked.
Yeah.
But
William,
I was
it's
gonna
kind
say,
of a moment,
Villa's
which is
smiling.
like
I want to know this one. Yeah.
it's kind of a moment of, oh, what? Kind of looking around, and I'm sure, there's like a whirling noise kind of going along with it, and you just kind of on edge, and you see the tinking of the axe stops, and he kind of slowly brings it up and brings it into his other hand. It's like he's a little unnerved by it.
Absolutely. And you see the buttons on the wall start to light up in order going down. So they boop, 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 boop. And just falling and falling and falling, and nobody seems to care. And finally it starts to stop. But it's not sudden, it's ooh. And you feel a little bit heavy, and your axe, if you relax at all, just goes clang on the floor. The whole thing kind of goes and you feel it sort of lock into position, and the door starts to spin.
You say that the numbers were going in order. Do we obviously it's going left to right and stuff like that, but do we recognize the numbers at all, as in,
the script.
or does it look any just symbols to us?
To you, I would suggest it probably only looks like symbols, but you saw that it was going. It was an offset, so it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was bang, 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 bang. Yeah, all the way down.
A pattern to it. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a clear pattern. Yes. And if this one, when the doors open, well, they haven't opened; they've come unlocked. But if each one of those
when it
is a
starts,
floor,
when it starts making the same spinning sound, Tathlan is kind of going to once.
Yeah, you've got your back to it, so yeah, you start.
Yeah, he's going to staying sideways, kind of so he's got an eye on both directions, waiting for the door to open. And
We're almost there, Scarred. We're almost there.
As soon as the door opens, Tathlan will focus that way instead and look what's the new situation.
Absolutely. Aldith, as the door closes.
As the
door opens. I was getting behind
I'm
myself.
I'm still
Some people
glaring.
go behind him.
Some people get ahead of themselves. I get behind myself.
I'm glaring at the hegeneer, and I'm focused on listening to Tathlan.
Okay.
Tathlan will take a step out of the room and put his hand against the wall again. He'll sheath one of his swords, so it'll be his left hand, and put it against the wall again. Does the wall feel any warmer, or is it thrumming any louder?
It neither of those, but there's a vibration to it. Something's not right down here. Something's instead of a hum, it's a ding 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 ding.
And it's not warmer.
No.
Okay. Tathlan put his hand away and just kind of you'll see him twitch a little bit about it. Before he puts his sword up again. And then just he'll kind of glare back at them and then just start walking down this hallway.
Yep. As you start walking, the other two that are in the elevator, I need to know what you're doing before I start the description of the hallway.
What's William doing?
As the doors open,
What are you guys doing? Going last, going last, going last.
I'm listening to hear what that's doing because I'm,
as the doors open and this hallway is revealed, William will go and just he's just kind of keeping on edge. Like he is waiting to see if these three people in here make any kind of overt moves. And then, he'll be making like a painter and just redecorating the walls.
Okay. In that case, yeah.
And as he does that, as he sort of starts to move, Aldous will take a half step back to turn and say, okay, now where? To the engineers.
The engineer starts to step forward, and the Imagineer kind of jumps in front of him, crouched, and then stands up right in front of you, Aldith, and tries to give you the stare that you gave them.
And I'm taller than it, right?
Yeah.
Than them?
Yep. Absolutely. But first of all, you're looking at goggles, not eyes, and secondly, this person's nuts. Like you can smell it. This person is not sane. But they pop up in front of you. And it's right down at the end, just look for the bump in the wall, just look for the hole. There shouldn't even be a hole, but there's a hole because they came in. They shouldn't be able to come in, but they just beat it, and then they came in, and then they were in here, and then it was fucked. No, you tell him. And she drops down and steps back, leaving the engineer with his mouth hanging open, about to tell you the same story, but slower. They broke in at the end of the hall and took the fuel cells. We need them back, or this will never fly again. He suddenly sounds very, very serious. They're about. They look like a barrel, frankly. An oil barrel, about that big around, about that tall, all made of metal. Fancy faucet at one end. You're not from around
3.
here.
I think you're the one not from around here.
Nobody's from around here,
And
though,
she'll
really, are they?
step out and she'll step out and start heading down, disregarding him.
Okay, and he just trails off again. William, you following along? Okay. As you do, the third of you steps out of the elevator. The engineer says, we'll just be right here. We're just going to close the door, but you just knock, and we will let you back in anytime. And the door starts to close.
I'm going to move to try and get in the way of the door.
You can. I'm not even going to make
Yeah,
it.
as he says that, Tathlan also just like stops and turns around, giving a bit of a and complete silence, and just like starts walking back towards them.
Okay.
I'm going to get enough in. I mean, so my shield's on my back. If I can, sort of back into it with my shield against one of the moving doors.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it hits your back and kind of stops pressing because it's a safety door. Why wouldn't it be? So and you, he's all of a sudden he's lost all of his confidence again. We'll leave it open. We'll leave it open. We'll leave it open. We can even.
Tathlan, you just
step outside.
Goes
Step outside.
Like grab and slash. You're already dirty. You're already weak. You are not going to be a coward. And like goes to push him down the hallway.
Okay, so I'll show you where they came in. No problem. I'll show you where they came in.
And then he starts like looking at the other two that are in there as well, giving them like, do you want to do this?
The engineer kind of creeps by you, trying to be invisible and not doing it well. The Imagineer just skips past you. La 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 la. Stops for a second, looks up at you and says, "You remind me of my dad," and then skips away down the hall.
So Aldous will be last and make sure that they don't go back to that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Tathlan will be walking like along with them, making sure that they're in front now because clearly they cannot be trusted.
And, I'll defer to William.
They lead you down the hall, right to almost at the end, and then down another ladder, down another shorter hall that isn't finished as nice as everything above is. This is maintenance areas. This is places people aren't really supposed to be.
Before we go down the ladder, like those three will go down the ladder, but Tathlan will kind of like walk over next to William and just kind of like say quietly enough that it should just be him hearing it, but it's like, we're going the wrong way.
As long as we get where we want, does it really matter what entrance we take?
Tathan would just like kind of nod and then start going down the ladder.
And before he goes, William will bring out a hand. 17, including these 3. I think 14 sounds a lot better.
I'm trying to decide which one is the most worthy. And then kind of just like give Tathan gives him like a knowing look. It's like, but yeah, that's gonna happen, and starts going down.
So, who gets to the door first then? When you get there, the 3 of them are just holding
I would say
the
these
doorway.
guys.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll get first. Yeah, Tathan's making sure
So
they're
the 3
in
of
front
them,
him, but he'll
by
be
the time you get to close up this last distance, they've unspun this last door and are waiting to hold it open for you. As you arrive, they pull it open and you can feel fresh air, which is weird because you haven't smelt it since you came in. And you realize you look into the room and you're almost at the bottom of the pointy bit of this cube. I mean diamond, because it comes down to its point. And you can see where the walls of this room are all beat up from the outside. You're inside it, but you can see the damage and the dents have come in. And you realize this must be the damage of this thing dragging across the terrain for this far. That's all it did, was batter it a little bit. At the end of the hallway, you see, I guess what we would call like a giant battery rack. There's space for 3 of these things that he's described to you, these barrels with a valve on one end that get hooked up. And on the opposite wall, almost immediately across from there, you had to go up. That was a rope ladder, and now you're going back down inside. But
We're already outside. We could have done this from out there, where I could have had my horse.
I mean, this is the part that's on the ground, isn't it?
This is the explanation, is because as you look through that, the camera pans, because I'm always seeing this stuff in my head like a movie. The camera pans on one of the walls. The dent has cracked and split open, and then it looks like it's been worn open a little bit more from dragging across the terrain. So there's an actual opening into a cave. You're actually underground. You're past ground level and down in the point.
So they're just like holding a door. Are they like look like they're going through, or they're just like holding it open as like, okay, now you can go through?
They would really rather you went. Yes, that is clear as day.
But Tathan would absolutely walk up to the door, just like look at them and just point, like, you're going first.
Of course.
It's like, why don't you use the beam thing that you cut down people with?
It took us 6 weeks to build. It only fires 3 times. It has to be charged for 12 hours, and it's too big to move down here. And these don't do anything, and he points at the things on his hip.
Question.
Tathan makes good note of that.
Not against those.
As we were descending, and they said that people who worked lower get sicker faster.
Yes.
Did we feel anything like different? Like maybe like a different smell? Well, obviously, yeah, smell in the air, but anything that just kind of like feels off as we descended?
Yes. There is a smell. There's a lot of smells, the oils, and it's a spaceship. It's full of smells. Dirty. It's dirty all over. But one of those smells is sickness. It's ill people. I don't have to tell you what that smells like. Out of all the people at this table, I don't need to tell you what a bunch of sick people smells like. Right?
I work at a hospital. I know what that smell is.
Yeah, you can smell that in the circulating air. And you didn't smell it upstairs.
Do we hear anything like sick people?
But do we
no,
feel
but
any different as well?
This whole area now is vibrating. Now that you're down at this point, you're down in this part that's broken. And
Does it feel more like earth shaking or like thrumming?
As you're sort of looking around, apparently the engineer can almost read your mind, not in a way that requires that you kill him, just in a narratively appropriate way. He says, the fuel canisters they stole were for the stabilization for this section of the ship. It will not take off without them. If we do it, it'll shake itself to pieces.
I mean, Tathland's still giving them the look that they need to go first.
Into the tunnels? I thought this was the deal you guys were gonna... Okay. Before you even have to say it, you start to breathe in. It's like, all right.
Yeah, so we can smell more sick people, but do we feel any different ourselves? Like,
At this point, no. I'm not even gonna make you roll. You've only been down here for minutes, so.
all right.
Yep.
Yeah, as they start walking forward, Tathland's walking behind him. Sword still out, and you can see he's kind of like, if anyone's paying close attention to what Tathland doing, you can see he's kind of like just like looking at, almost investigating each one of them, like just kind of deciding something in his own head.
Right. I just realized I don't have a.
So what would Aldith's professional assessment of them be?
One moment, please. I realized I don't have a token for Lucas. So he gets to be the generic.
With little elevator music.
I feel bad for Luke because he hasn't been able to talk.
He's just getting a nice massage from a bullet going through the ground at the moment.
If we are about to release him into the world. As you step through. Actually, let me do it over here on this map so it's easier to see. As you step through this, well, as the engineers step through this hole in the wall and the three of you sort of lean up and look in, you see tunnels radiating off into the distance, into the darkness. The walls aren't rock, though. They're rubble. It's like something has chewed all of this dirt, and it's come back through and made tunnels through that. It looks like if you touch this, any part of it could come collapsing down in on itself.
How long does this cave look like it's been here, though? Like, it looks like it could fall apart at any point, but how long does it, like, seem like it's been stable?
The overall area seems like it's been here next to forever. When you look at the grain that this rock has been powdered down to over the multiple times it's been tunneled through and retunneled through and tunneled through from different directions, it appears to have been left like it is for quite some time. Give me a survival check, and I'll give you more information if you roll well.
No, I mean,
Because I just
go
had a
for
thought. Yeah.
17.
That's good enough. This looks like it's been left to cement. This is like a mine expert has gone through a mine and said, you can't take another square foot out of here. It will all come down. But all these corners are curvy and bendy. They're not straight lines, right? So it's more that these... I mean, you've got a pretty good idea of what made these. I just moved you to the map, by the way.
Yeah.
You've got a pretty good
Here's
idea.
all black.
You should be in the top left-hand corner. Let me see if...
No, she's very much... Does she have control of the character? That might be it. Or does she have a...
You have night vision, 60 feet.
Like a sight on
I
her?
don't have night vision, but I can't see I can't even see my own token.
Ah.
No, I can see my token.
That should fix it. Yes. Anybody else having that issue as well?
No, mine's
You
good.
guys can see. Well, actually, you... hang on, I got to set your dynamic lighting, because you can't see, right? Lucas does not have night vision, right?
He does.
He does. Okay.
Aldith does not have night vision.
Okay.
He's a half elf. He gets it.
I knew somebody did. So let's do that. Bam. So you should now be able to see yourself in the bottom center of the map.
I wonder where he is.
I'm going to zoom out on the map here so that people can actually see. And way down there at the bottom. Oh, look at that. Look at that, chat. They can't see any of that. Back up in the top left-hand corner.
Secrets.
The three of you...
Am I actually there? I can't.
You should be in the... Oh, hang on a second. I probably did the same thing with your token. Hang on a moment.
Switching to a new VTT, got to get all settings right.
Back to this VTT. Is represents, that's the right character. That's the right thing. Dynamic lighting should be on. Oh, you can't because... Oh, okay, hang on a second. I have to give you this character. Ha 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 ha. It's been a while.
That might help.
Yep.
Edit. In your journal. In your journal. That sounds right. Everything sounds rude. Apparently, I'm just feeling rude today. There you go.
Yeah,
You should now be able to see yourself in the
today.
bottom center.
Yeah, I see it.
On the schnoz of a bullet. Back to the three in the top corner. You're looking down this tunnel. The engineers are just ahead of you, like they're going as little as they possibly can into this tunnel.
Who's going
system.
first?
Sorry,
Out of
what was
those three, who's like kind of going first?
it? It starts off with the head engineer, but very quickly he stops and pushes the engineer out in front of him, who draws his blades for the first time and starts to shakily head into the darkness.
How does the third one being react? Is that one just kind of like standing behind, or is
She's managing to skip as slowly as they are sneaking. So she's basically like skipping in the spot, at half a mile an hour.
Yeah, as they kind of get a bit further out of the earshot, Tathlan will kind of just whisper over to William, is like, keep that one alive. Just knock her out when it happens. Pointing to the one that's like skipping along.
Meanwhile.
And then he'll start following.
Actually, not meanwhile. It was one more sentence before the meanwhile. The three of you hear a rumbling. Like we would say like a train or a tornado. Just the whole ground starts to shake and vibrate. You see loose gravel starting to skitter down these already unsteady walls. Just everything starts to shake. Lucas, it feels like forever. It feels like months. It feels like an hour and 22 minutes at the very least since you've been on the snout of this bullet. And you are just being forced through the dirt, and suddenly you burst through a wall behind you, and you're in open space for the first time in ages. You are driven back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and slam against this. And you see not only the bullet that you were being given a free ride on, but behind it, another and another and another and another comes through that same hole in the wall out into the opening. It's a train of bullets. It's a bullet train, if you will. And you are on the snout of it. As it slams out into the open space, you can finally move your arms of your own free will. He's already... uses a bonus action to empower the Eldritch Claw Tattoo. All right, I was just coming back to you guys. Because at that moment, I'll get right back to you, Scard. Just to the south of the three of you, one of the walls starts to shake and vibrate, and the rocks start to skitter on it even more, and then they burst open. You've seen this before. A bullet comes blasting out of the wall, but you see another one right behind it. They're in a row, and you have no idea how many of them are coming.
So are the walls starting to crumble around us?
The rest of it appears to still be stable, because I haven't made that roll yet. That happens at the end of every combat turn, and we haven't had one yet. So, So, with that, let's roll some initiative. Oops, can't do that here. Do that over here.
I am having... Okay, that's great.
I'm
You
not
may not
sure that
be,
my
'cause we
token
haven't
is
connected
actually
you.
attached. Is my token actually attached to my
Aha!
sheet?
19.
You've rolled tonight successfully, haven't you? Aldous? Yeah, you rolled the initiative.
Yeah, but
But it's a token.
But
attached
is
to
it? But is the token attached to my
Oh.
sheet?
I honestly don't remember. Let me check.
Oh yeah, actually, it does seem it is. It is.
Okay, yeah, you should be. Yeah, I saved them all. I'm usually pretty good at that.
Yes, the only one that's not in the turn order is me.
That's all right. That's because I just made your character. I knew we needed a token over a character sheet for you in here. Where in hell is my? Well, let's just roll this. It's 13. So, oops. Why am I doing that over here? Do it it on this screen. That was the whole point of having this screen, is so you guys couldn't see all the stuff I was doing. And they rolled a 13 and add a Lucas. What did a Lucas roll?
19.
19.
All right.
With no, I get no advantageous stats to my initiative. It's just
No,
a plain
you are
flat roll.
not a dexterous person.
Mine is a
need to
+5.
So, Tathland. The bullet has burst out of the wall in front of you.
Is it coming out from the side or like in front from the other end?
Well, you can see, where are you? Which one are you? You're this one. Let me
My
see.
question is, in relation to where the bullets are, where are the 3 other people?
The
Engineers.
engineers? Yes, I was just
The
getting
engineers.
to that. In moments, the bullet train is going to be on your engineers.
So that they come from in front of them or from the side of them is why I'm asking.
What I'll do is I just realized you can't see them. I had them all lined up, but you can't see them from where
Oh.
you were. So I will move them over to here so you can actually see them coming out of the wall directly to your east on the map.
All right, yeah. As soon as like the
And
burst through the wall.
peons are here. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
As soon as the burst through the wall happens, you see Tathland kind of just like nods to William, takes a step forward, and the first thing he's going to do is, with his weapon, try to, with non-lethal damage, attack the skipper who's at the back end.
Okay. The
And I would
engineer?
like to ask, do I get advantage? Because I don't think they were expecting that.
Yes, I will absolutely give you advantage on this.
Hell yeah. And because I got Elven Accuracy, that's advantage plus. Okay, so it is non-lethal damage. I'll put that head first. 25 to hit.
What are anguish and
Anguish and agony are swords.
His swords.
his swords? Okay, so yeah, you just flat side him. Okay.
Yeah, just
25 to hit, so yeah, 15 damage. Okay. You get just one attack or two?
I've got 4 actually, but I was gonna ask like because if one of them is she knocked out by that one?
Which one were you going for? The mad one?
Yeah,
Imagineer?
the skipping one. Yeah,
Yeah,
the skipping
okay,
one.
The
I think it
skipping
was
one.
Imagineer.
Okay. I thought you said the skipper one. So
Oh yes, no, sorry, the skipping one.
the
Yeah,
mad,
the
the
Imagineer.
Imagineer. Okay, so yes, blam, and kind of rocks against the wall, and one leg keeps skipping, and the other leg kind of stops. Looks over at you with her eyes with her goggles pointed in different directions. You could have asked first, but she is still up.
Still conscious. 22 for 10 damage.
10 more, yeah, just and down she goes, unconscious.
Unconscious. All right, and then I've got 2 more attacks. I'm going to move up to the next guy, and I'm going to go for a nice good cut with both swords, like basically going to stab through him.
Okay, the engineer or the engineer?
Engineer, because he was the next one in the
boss,
line.
28 for 12 points.
I don't
Okay.
know if the 31 hits.
Yeah, the 31 for 14, and then a 28 for 12.
Okay, that's enough. Yeah.
And it's like both swords basically just go inside, like by the side of the spine, just like slice him in half, and
Yep.
like pushes over him to the side as he basically falls in 2.
And he drops to the side. That is your 4 attacks. You still have some movement left if you like, and you have a train of
some movement.
bullets coming down at you. The only one
I
still
mean, I'm not
alive is the ninja.
I'm not technically stealth here, but
No.
does the does the engineer notice?
Oh, he absolutely noticed that you just killed
Yeah,
his
okay.
2 coworkers. Yeah.
Yeah, so Tathland's basically going to stand, like, kind of like get out of the, like, stand off to the side, like in dueling sort of pose, but still
Did
on
you
the
just-
opposite side of the bullets.
Did you just kill the one you wanted to keep alive?
No,
No, he
the one
knocked
I
her
want to
out.
He
keep alive
killed
is-
the engineer
Okay.
and knocked out the Imagineer.
Yep. Which is exactly what I wanted to do. And that will be my turn.
And welcome, new fans, to the Unwanted. This is the way we play this game on the dark every second Friday.
It's like, yeah, there was the content warning at the start of this, wasn't there?
There is. Oh, it's written and it was put in all the social media. Yeah, you were well within your bounds. With that, Aldith, the only engineer left is the engineer, and he looks terrified. Just beyond him, coming out of the wall is a train of
Okay.
bullets.
I am going to sort of strike out with an unarmed attack to his throat. And if I hit, I'm going to do a menacing attack. I'm trying to figure out how to use this sheet.
Is
All
this,
right.
is this to the Ninjaneer?
Yes. Whatever the one that's left.
Yeah.
I mean,
Lethal or
Teflon
non-lethal?
likes.
well, non-lethal.
You're gonna the threatening attack does
Okay.
an arm strike. 21 definitely hits.
Okay, so now let me see what the how does the menacing attack work? He has to make a wisdom saving throw on top of that.
Okay.
I also like that Aldous was not part of this plan, but immediately went along with it.
Yeah. 14.
She
what's
has
your
really
DC?
good
16,
survival
so
instincts.
they're frightened of you till the end of the next turn. That works well with what was going to happen anyway. He's
Okay.
now highly motivated to get the F out.
Okay, but I have a hold of him as well.
Oh yes, yes you do. Yep.
So, let's see. So he is afraid of me, and
And yes, any future nerds that are watching this, technically menacing attack is for a weapon attack, but I don't care because it's telling a good story.
and my fighting style is unarmed. So
Yeah, so
my unarmed stuff between that and my Eldritch Claw, my unarmed counts as weapons all over the place. Let's see. Where's the?
That is a good idea. The content warning. Somebody send me a PM to remind me, or I'll never remember. Somebody in chat, preferably.
Yeah. Let's see. And so then I can use my bonus action to. Do I really want to grapple and restrain this guy? I guess I don't care. I'm just going to hit him again.
He's trying to back away from you. His eyes are bigger than his swords at this moment.
He's afraid of me. Do I have advantage if he's afraid of me?
He does. He drops his swords. Well, you do in this instance, because he drops his swords and he's just backing away. He was already trying to leave. When it got around to his action, which is basically 0, he was just going to try and flee. So you took a terrified person and over-terrified them, so they're probably pooping at this point.
All right. So I'll hit him again.
Yes, and so what you've just seen as well is Tathlan, like these bullets brought out. Tathlan immediately knocked one of these people out and then chopped another one in half.
Yes. Lucas, I know you didn't roll a 9, but that's,
so I grabbed him with one. I grabbed him with one, and I'm sort of
What did I not roll?
Backing across with his elbow.
A 19 or a 9 for initiative, but I put you there just because it's going to work.
So I'm truly unarmed. I don't have any weapons in my hand, so it's the 17, not the 13.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay. So 17 points of damage to this guy. You just...
That's a lot of damage.
It is, but he is. I mean, he's the tough guy, and as much as he wasn't really, he is slightly
for my
tougher than the other
unarmed
two.
strikes. Yes.
And he's just backing up. You hit him, and it's like it hardly registers.
And cram.
He's trying to get away so much that it's like,
and he drops.
Like he doesn't understand why he's still actually conscious. You didn't knock him out.
Oh, he's conscious. Okay.
Nope,
oh well, I do have a third attack, so I can backhand him the other way.
I said sleep.
Okay.
29, 24 more points.
So I grab him, bash him, and backhand him.
41 total points of damage, and he had 25 because he was the tough guy out of the three of them. They're engineers, for God's sakes. They weren't fighters. They never even drew their pistols. They never even got to go. And
yeah, they also very poorly said these pistols don't do anything to them, which was made him like, oh,
again, they meant against the bullets, but
and they can't bring down their beam thingy. I mean, these guys are useless.
Chat, what are these rolls? These are level 14 rolls. That's what happens at level 14. 29 to hit, no problem. I'm not going to blink. But yes, 24 more points. You hear his jaw break. And he drops to the ground and falls. You have to catch him because he's going to fall on his swords. Do you catch him? What am I saying?
No, why do I catch him for?
Okay, he takes real.
It's like he starts dropping and I let go.
As he falls forward onto the blades, you see them cut him quite deeply because he's completely unconscious. He makes no effort to stop the fall. His own swords.
Blades. Oh, his own blades.
Yeah, he dropped them when you scared him, and now he's fallen on them as he's unconscious.
Fine.
And he is he's going to bleed. Right now he's just unconscious.
I will note where the blood pool is so that I don't slip on it.
Excellent. Okay, so he's now going to bleed out. He was only unconscious, but he's now going to bleed out. So
if he's unconscious, don't those technically count as crits?
They do, and there was 2 of them, so he's dead.
He's just dead. Yeah,
he's bleeding out. Yes.
Oh, once he went unconscious, I would have stopped. I mean,
Well, no, your
it's fine, I don't
blow
care.
knocked him unconscious, and then he fell
Oh.
down and landed on 2 swords. Each one of them counted as a critical fail on his death saves. So that's 4. That's 4 fails. He's dead.
All right.
On his own blades, hoist on his own petard, as it were. Aldith, you still have some movement. You see the bullets about to charge across the room at you.
I want to attempt to be okay. So we saw these things. They can go through the earth. What is behind? So stepping through the wall. Where is the metal?
Right to your west here, immediately to the left of you on the map. That little spot in the wall is the metal.
Okay. Well, and of course they can get through it because they broke through it, but they'll at least provide.
Yeah.
But it'll at least provide some cover. So I am going to step in that, and I'm going to pull out my dagger with these guys, because the whip was not as effective as the dagger with my eldritch claw.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. So
It's like having to remember back. Okay, we fought these guys, and it was just last night, so it was a few hours ago, but it was 4 months ago for us. So.
4 months of memory from
Actually, do we see that's a good point. Do we see the stairs? Do I see where the stairs are?
we didn't go down them, so that'd be like the stairs like out of this little area. That's how we got in here. But like for the elevator stairs is what I mentioned in chat.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want to.
Because they said you can take the stairs. But
yeah.
There are stairs that'll get you
But
down.
so I
there,
want partial cover. I want partial cover because they can. Looking at this stuff, they can eat through the dirt, but they can't eat through that metal. They have to break through the metal, so that gives me partial cover.
The only reason
so I'm going to do that and prepare with my 15-foot melee attack.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, the only reason they got through the walls is because it was all beat up from the impact. It was worn thin, and then they broke through a weak spot, apparently attracted to this power source. So you step back. Do you step back into the ship itself?
Yes.
Because you could.
Yeah, because I mean, I have a 15-foot melee reach with this Eldritch Claw, so.
And yes, it also is a very tight funnel point.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm going to make use of my environment.
Yes.
Oops. How did that one get past me?
It never left your zone of. I mean, I know it's 10 feet wide here, but it squirmed. It dug underneath you. You get a.
No.
I'll give you an attack. You shouldn't get one, but I'll give you an attack of opportunity, just because.
Yay! Well, thank you. I would like to point out I do have blind sight, so if it is going underground, I know exactly where it is.
You do know where it is, anyways.
Oh yeah, you feel it rumble underneath it. You could die, stab down right into the ground into it.
17. Yes,
26 hit, 14 damage.
Excellent.
I'm not rolling high on my damage. My rolls to hit are good, but my damage roll are pretty trash.
Yeah, at this level, it gets
blind
like that.
sight
You hit
isn't.
all the time, and you get like 4 attacks per round, but each one still only does like 10 or 12 points.
Yeah.
It's still
Kill
a
him with
grind.
bug bites. But yeah, as it's kind of like going past, he's like Tathline has one sword out and times it perfectly to get a nice good cut in the shoulder as it goes past me.
Absolutely. It completely ignores you, even though you stab it well. It blasts past you and attacks William with a... It doesn't get a chance to jump, so it's only a bite. Come on. You can do it. There we go. I may have done it twice. We'll use the first one. 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 43 piercing. 4d12 plus 4, and it rolled an 11, a 12, a 9, and a 7.
That is a serious amount of damage.
That's a tickle.
Considering I don't think we've gotten to heal at all.
Yeah, for him, that
started.
is a tickle. Behind you, Tathlan, you hear the grind of one of these creatures hitting a William. You don't hardly have time to think about. Wow, that was poor sentence structure. You hardly have time to think about it when one of them attacks you. Come on.
Boy, I'm hoping not for 43 damage.
No, only 17. I'm assuming a 25 hits.
25 does indeed hit.
Yes. So it doesn't hit you as bad. You hear the crunch as it hits William behind you. Yours only goes crunch. It's not as bad.
Yeah, it's like massive crunch. Yeah, as I'm trying to pull out the sword to get away from it, the bullet manages to grab a bit of a bite out of my arm as Tathlan kind of recoils away from it.
This one boils around the side
Smile on
and
his
attacks
face.
you again.
All right.
We'll get to 43 one way or another. Oops, I said that out loud. Come on, roll 20. I'm pretty sure I hit the button. Oh, I'll do it again. It'll do it twice. Watch. Oh, roll 20.
And then
there we go.
24.
24
22.
for
24 for
22
22,
points of damage.
No.
Almost. We almost got to 40.
Indeed.
Meanwhile, down at the bottom, I moved you already, but you at the start of this turn, Lucas, the bullets shoved you out into the room across this open space, and your shoulder has just smashed against this pillar that's in the middle of the room. You feel it give way. It should be like hitting rock, but it's like hitting gravel. It just kind of explodes behind you, not doing any damage. You are wrapped around the snout of this bullet, and it is going to try and bite you.
Okay.
A 16. I finally rolled poorly. So it's it's a clang, 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 clang up against your armor, but can't get purchase. The rest of them are just following along behind. William.
After taking this bite,
Yes.
William is getting a little bloodlust going on.
Mm-hmm.
And as the fights begin, you just see the feral grin get on William's face. And as a bonus action, I would like to rage.
Of course you may. Let there be rage.
What are the dimensions of this tunnel?
I've got it on here as sort of 10 feet wide, roughly, and sort of hemispherical, so 10 feet, because an arch is stable. So.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that would still work. William will go and you see him kind of move like 5 feet up, and then he takes a step on the wall and takes another step on the wall and takes another step on the wall, and you see he's hanging upside down from the wall.
Yep.
And then he will go and attack the bullet in front of him with reckless attack.
Oh, yeah. Inverted, reckless. The pendulum. I've named it. It's called the pendulum.
As William has spider climb.
Favorite feature of the Dompier, honestly. I don't care that you can bite things and then gain health from that.
Nope.
Spider climb.
Walking up walls.
And this will be with Great Weapon Master.
Okay, so with advantage because of reckless and many.
That's a lot of dice.
That is many dice.
It's a 23 hit.
Oh yes, and all of that works, right? 22 slashing, plus 3 for the rage, plus 11 for radiant.
Yep.
Wow, 33. So
And there's a flash of light as he does this
37 points of damage.
with radiant
yes,
damage.
Cavern lights up.
In a flash of light and pain, you hear the scream of a creature that never screams in pain. Whole chunks of the body armor come off, revealing the gray muscle mass underneath that's bleeding and shaking and quaking from the impact. It is still alive, but you've taken half of its will to live, at least.
With quick question.
Yes.
Because I can't remember. With reckless attack, if you have multi-attack, does it still count for that first set?
Yes, because you'll have you had advantage the whole rest of the turn.
For your whole round, and then there's advantage against you on the next whole round. So yeah.
So with my second attack, I will also attack with Great Weapon Master.
Yep, might as well.
Yeah.
This is what you do. 27, yet 23 more points of damage. Wow. The first one drives in and you pull it out of the meat. You rotate around upside down and just come in from the other side and smash out the other shoulder. This one doesn't do quite as much damage, but you can see the muscle and the bone structure underneath are breaking up. It's having trouble standing, but it is still alive.
And that will be it for my turn.
Lugs, as I have put you on the initiative order.
Yes. So this is this is a fun thing I get to do as a non-action.
Yes.
I dropped my sword while we were tunneling through.
Okay, yep.
So I'm pretty much, as it's trying to bite me, I'm going to shove a hand into its giant mouth.
Okay.
Say the magic words, bring me my redemption, which summons the sword into my hand, inside the bullet.
Inside the bullet. I love it. Give me an unarmed attack. with advantage because it wants to eat you as you try and punch into a mouth that's trying to eat you.
Yeah. So unarmed strike.
I love it.
Yeah. Just hitting it twice. 23.
Yeah, we take the 23 because that 11 sucks. That's a 1.
Yeah. And
Uh,
there's a it says radiant damage is necrotic damage. But still.
It's okay. It's not really. That's
really
not the
matter.
damage we're going to do. We're going to now get you to roll the sword attack, and we're going to ignore whether it hits or not as you summon the
Okay.
sword inside its head. This was to see if you could get your hand inside its head. Now you summon the sword. And I'm assuming if you roll well, you'll be smart enough to get it lined up right underneath its brain pan before it bites your arm off. 29. Yeah, that's excellent. For 15, it's not celestial or fey.
It's 21. No, it's 17 damage.
17.
However,
It's
I
internal.
I can do this and give me just a little bit extra.
Do some
7.
smiting.
Say smite.
A little bit of smite, yes.
A little smite.
Yeah,
So
I
that
don't
brings
care
us
what
to
the
24.
numbers are. Technically, you weren't even close, but you're inside its head. You... And the sword appears by
In a flash of darkness.
by
That's
a
how it's.
force
That's
of
how
your
it says.
own will. No god helped you. No family trick helped you. You've been ridden long enough. This thing isn't riding you either. And your sword appears and you can feel it. It actually grows in a split second instead of just appearing. So it pierces up through the brain pan and the top of the skull of this creature. And as it slams to the ground in front of you, its jaw bites down but just bounces off your armor. Your hand is inside its head. Your sword is protruding out of the top of its head. One of its huge eyes is right here. And you just watch the lights go out.
I don't think I even wait to watch the lights go out. I just, with my other hand, I reach and I just crush the eyeball.
Just crush that. So you've got it like that. Do you have more than one attack in a round?
I do.
Okay.
However, that was a non-action, but we said that it's an attack. So,
Yes.
yeah, this is the issue, though.
So this one is dead.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this because when they're dead, I'm going to make them go away. When they're submerged, so to speak, I'm going to put the big red X on them. That usually means that they're dead, but that's just so
Okay.
you can't track them.
Yeah.
All right.
So literally, the bullet's still attached to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to make one giant sweep with my weapon to essentially hit people hit the next bullet.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, you can. I know you almost said with this bullet, but you're not that strong. But you just pull your weapon out and step forward and take that second swing.
I don't know how strong do you need to be? Like
These things are
stat
like 1,000 pounds. Each.
Yeah, this is a
So-
20. This is a 20 strength. That's all I'm wondering.
Yeah,
I would be able to move him a bit, not
Yeah,
much.
you certainly wouldn't be able to pick him up on the end of a sword and slam him.
No,
But
I'd like to,
yeah,
but I
not
can't.
yet. Not yet. You're only level 14. Yeesh. So, give us a thump on this one.
Yeah. So the unholy redeemer, one more roll with this. 30, which is one. It is two
One away
less than a
from
critical.
crit. So,
No, it's 2 away from a crit.
but
And unfortunately,
because
I
of your
rolled
damage, yeah,
poorly.
it's only 18. Okay.
Yeah. However, I'm going to once again 3d8.
Do some
'cause
more
I didn't use one
smitings?
last time. Yeah, 16.
So that is 18 and 16 is
34. I literally just take the necrotic against celestial and fey.
Yeah.
And I just replace that with that. It's just the difference.
So yes, confident in your success with the first one, you step forward and ping, do a tiny bit of damage to the next one in line. You can hear behind you the sounds of battle. Tathlan, you can hear in the distance sounds of battle plus more approaching bullets.
Yes. Okay. So this one that's the one that's behind me that William's done the old pendulum on.
Yeah.
Is that looking? That's not looking too hot, is it?
It is shabby. Yeah.
Yeah. You see, Tathlan will quickly spin the sword around his hand and go for a stab, to the back spine of this thing, and
Yeah.
go for an attack against that first.
Absolutely.
15 to hit. Oh no.
No, bounces off in your ego-driven rage. You miss.
E-
You miss.
Ego. in my ego-driven rage, Tathlan starts doing an absolute spin attack and does another 3 more attacks. Might as well just do all of them.
27, 30,
27
and
to 30
22,
and 22.
all hit. 20, 31, 45
If one of
points
those
damage.
is enough to kill,
Actually, the
like
first
once-
one, the very first strike is exactly enough to kill this one.
yes, as like the thing bounces off, he goes instead like spins it around, goes for a slash, but then as he's doing that, he slashes up at the one in front of him here.
Yep.
For the other 2
beside you.
strikes.
Absolutely. So that one takes 2 strikes. So yeah, you're almost like they move before you do. The daggers almost take you with them as you rotate and stab into this creature for 11 and 14. So a total
as you can hear,
25.
Tathlan kind of just like saying, it's like up to the shoulder blade, cross the legs, cuts out the tendon, stuff like that as he's going through it. And you know what? Since I can, I'm going to action surge for another 3 more attacks against this one.
Okay. Woo. I love DMing high level stuff. 15
15,
misses,
18.
18 hits. The 23
That's-
also. So it was a 23,
So
a
that'd be
15, and
15 plus
18,
3,
right?
31
31.
damage.
31 more points of damage. You just go like blur mode. Just
Yes,
as you back
it's like
away,
step up to the
it's
door,
just-
head falls down, comes out with a follow-up, stab into the eye.
and it's an eye, and between the carapaces, it's bleeding from everywhere. It looks like a bull near the end of a bullfight. It's stumbling around, but it's still clearly very much alive.
And that will be my turn.
Yes, I was suspecting you probably wouldn't move. Eldith, there's quite a gap now from you to this battle.
Yeah, and I'm kind of disgusted because I could have taken care of that one, and now I have to step out from my cover
Into the dirt.
into the into the dirt,
Dirty.
but that's okay. I don't have to get very far. So I'm going to get out here. I'm going to, and an inky tendril comes out as I slash out with my dagger at the one straight in front of me there.
Inky darkness. In the inky darkness.
And that's not probably going to hit.
16,
So
no.
second
16.
attack.
The second one does. The first attack, the inky darkness just sort of hits and bounces off like a water droplet of something really hot, like it just couldn't stick. The second one follows that and goes right in the damaged spot, and poof, 29
And then-
hit does 12 points of damage.
And then the third attack against it.
Just you don't even pull it out, you just wiggle. It's in there and you just give it a good wiggle. Does another 10 points of damage. It is still but just barely alive.
And I don't feel like getting what's
missing
what's
an
my
eye.
range? What's my range on the whip? It's only 10 feet. I don't have any bonus actions I can do within range. So I'll look up at William and kind of shrug, and then I'm going to step back into the metal where I have some
Yep.
cover
Yes.
with the rest of my motion.
Playing like a caster. Yeah.
I'm a hand-to-hand brawler. I'm not
Yes, you
whatever
are.
these things are. They
Hand
would
to
eat
hand.
me. Yeah. I mean,
Hand to distance
This
hand.
one runs around the outside, smashes through here. Because I can go through rocks. This one buries itself.
but I have some metal, so I have.
Pops up here. Yes. Yeah.
So I do
you're on
have
the
some
other side of the
cover.
door. Absolutely. Down here. We'll do it that way because they're not very smart. So back up at the top. This one here is going to attack William.
I have 3 on me now. That's
Reaches
fine.
up. And yeah, you might want to start moving.
That'll just hit.
Just hits 20.
They do have advantage against him because he was reckless.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, that
Yeah,
is
they've also
true.
got
Yes,
advantage,
that is
yeah.
true. Thank you. So second roll.
At least the damage is halved now, so
No, second roll was only a
Oh,
12.
wow.
So, yeah, you're lucky because that would have been 41. So 27 more points. It's just start gnawing on you, and your ancient generations old bones are cracking like the calcium free.
Do you take half damage because I am
Yes, you are. You am
raging? So
enraged.
it's 14? 14?
Round down 13.
Okay, I'll take it.
You know,
Oh,
that
that's,
depends on
I
how nice
just
the
realized
DM wants
that's
to
actually
be.
a house rule of mine. Round down for players, round up for creatures. Or for monsters. Yeah.
That's a pretty
Yeah.
common one, yeah.
So it smashes towards you. Your brittle old bones start to break and shatter. You can't have much left. Oh, yes, you do. You got tons.
Oh, yeah, he's got tons of health.
So this other one next to you, yeah. Let's make you sweat a little bit. The other one attacks you too. Also with advantage. So the first roll is a 22. Second roll is a 12.
12.
So the 22, 31 more points. It's just gnawing you now. It's just crunching you like cereal. Just as it's working its way through your body. Back here, two of them will attack Tathlan as well.
And I don't get that nice half damage.
No, but you also don't get attacked at advantage.
That's true.
I mean, they technically have you surrounded, but the other two are not dangerous to you because they're not attacking.
17 will miss.
Misses. The first one misses. The second one kind of scoots in, bounces off the head of the first one, which causes it to miss.
Tathlan just like, after he's done this absolute flurry of attacks his way, he's in the groove now. He goes for the one bites against him. He sees the one pop up behind him, but he's still paying attention, manages to knock the mouth of the other one trying to get him.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like almost in a dance in the middle of these bullets.
Yes. And yeah, the first one strikes and misses. The second one strikes and hits the first one and bounces off. And yeah, it's just flick, 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 and they go past. Down here, 3 of them are attacking Lucas. The one right to the south of you, directly in the front, the one that you just attacked. 14, no dice. The one to your left. This is where I roll crap. 19?
Yeah, no.
No? Still no? This is why I hate
nice
yeah, no,
paladin
in D&D. Nope, there we go.
Lucas is in the zone.
You are driven back against this rock. You fight your way back forward. You kill one of them, damage a second one. They swarm around you, and you're just sort of buried under them, and there's that pause moment, and then you just stand up, and they're all driven back, all having missed their attacks.
It's like, it turns out after being in a fight with the bullet for 4 months, you're actually pretty good at it.
Yeah. I know your weak spots. If only there was more.
I know your weak spot. It's your flesh. Inside fleshy bits.
Just making up for getting smacked around by that white dragon. True enough. William.
As William's getting like these attacks taken out of me, you see he's actually starting to bleed, and it's kind of coating his it's just running into this like dirty, grungy clothing he already has. But he is like a manic grin as he hangs from the ceiling. You know, the blood's dripping down on the floor.
Yep.
And as you know, this kind of like manic action that he has, I would say is a little bit contagious. And as a bonus action, I would like to use Zealous Presence.
Okay. Channel divine. Well, in this case, the opposite of divine powers, one would assume.
Actually is radiant.
Oh, wow. Unleash a battle cry. What is your battle cry?
Oh, we'll gain advantage.
Up to 10 other creatures of your choice within 60 feet that can
Very
hear you get advantage on
cool. I don't
attack
have to
rolls
use my trip attack to get
and
advantage.
saving throws until the start of your next turn. Wow, at least it's only once per long rest. Have I mentioned how much I love high-level DMing? Oh, wow. So what is the yell? These people that you hate.
It is just
What
it
is
is
the
just
inspiring
a
fellow?
scream of just like
I guess, yeah. You're
Bloodlust.
way past words.
bloodlust.
Yeah, you're way past words. Which is, yeah, bloodlust. It's a language which all of these people, I think, understand. 60 feet? I'm giving it to you.
It's like,
I don't think it is, but Lucas, in the distance, you hear echoing through the cave, and you feel advantageous. I'm even going to give it to you, the one who is surrounded by 5 bullets at the moment.
it's like Tathlan's like hearing that, turns around, sees how much blood is covering William, is like, the throes of blood, embrace the pain, and that's how he gets advantage.
Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne.
So that was your bonus action.
And I am going to use reckless attack again.
Neither one of these is injured, so would you like east or south?
We'll go to the one right in the front of me.
Very good.
And this will be with Great Weapon Master again.
From upside down on the ceiling. I don't know where you trained upside down smashage to become this good at it, but you do. Well, maybe not. You're not that good. The first one bounces off the beak.
Well, it's an advantage, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Yes, everything's
It's
an
advantage,
fucking
yeah.
advantage. So go
I
ahead.
already rolled
It
advantage.
has
Oh, no,
advantage.
he did roll with advantage.
It
yeah.
has the green dot. It's at
Oh,
advantage.
there you go. There you
Oh.
go.
It's okay.
I forgot. So you missed.
I just roll again.
Yes, you missed for once.
That one will
That
hit
just hits. Yes.
because you gave us 18 hit before on someone.
39 points of damage. So it just, and again, these armor plates are just shattering and collapsing, like somebody stepped on a turtle and crushed its shell in. It's interfering with the way it operates inside, and I'm sorry for any turtle fans that were out there. That was really disgusting.
Meh.
You got content
Sure.
warning. Fuck it. If stepping on a turtle is the worst
Trigger
thing that happens
warnings.
tonight, yeah. But yeah, you see it buckle in, affecting the motion of the creature underneath. That's only 2 attacks. You've got more, right?
No, that's it.
Oh, that's it? Oh, a mere 2 attacks with advantage. And extra damage. You hang from the ceiling. Luke's, 3 of them are surrounding you. The one directly south of you is the only one that's been injured in any way. That's the one you're engaged with.
Yeah.
Not engaged 2, that's different.
Yeah, I know. Literally just.
The content warnings keep going up a minute too late.
No, but I've edited it.
No, this
Just
is.
a turtle arm.
I'd like. I'm 47. That's insane.
Yeah, I like it every time the turn has gone over. Lucas is getting more and more initiative.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't matter because you went from the bottom of the list to the top of the list. Now you're just getting more and more top of the list. I don't know what's going on there, but
Nope.
this is why I shouldn't make tokens on the fly. So, with an initiative of 47.
And the
In
thing
this
is,
corner.
One of them tried
actually
to bite
beats
me.
Lilith now. If you remember her plus 19 to initiative.
All of the initiatives, yes. So, Bison. No, that's who's in chat. Damn
Yeah.
it. Lucas.
If one has their mouth open at all with jaw near the ground.
Yep. It does.
Okay, I'm
Go on
going
the
to
damage
step on
even.
the jaw, and
Okay.
I'm just going to Can I just make an athletics check essentially?
What are you trying to do?
I'm going to try to rip off the top of its head.
Sure. Yes. Give me an athletics check. And we'll do damage. I don't know if you're going to succeed. We'll see how much you succeed. 17. No. You grab the jaw, put your feet on the bottom jaw, and you feel it biting back down, and you can't. You are unable to rip the jaw off. We'll
right.
count that as 1 attack.
All
I know
right,
it's an
I'll just
action
use-
to all the nerds, but we're counting it as 1 attack.
I'm just going to grab this and cast on VTT
Okay.
with a 19 to inflict wounds for 19 necrotic damage.
All right.
Nice.
Yes. So.
That's a level 1.
Inflict wounds is one of my favorite spells of all time.
Yeah,
I'll love
is,
it.
It is. It just, its only limit is you have to get close, and when you're a paladin, who friggin' cares?
When you
Yeah.
got advantage with it as well.
Yes, yeah. So you,
And Lucas, in just a kind of a fit of fuck this shit, we'll just start moving away.
okay?
Quicken
about there.
and inflict wounds and stab with a shadow blade. Oh, it's fun.
Are you able to disengage in any way?
Can I?
Only if, well, no, you've already taken your action, so no, you're not a rogue. So
No.
2 of them are getting attacks of opportunity as you flee.
That's fine.
The one on the left
Chances are not good.
and the one on the right. I've clicked twice. We'll see what happens. There's the first one. 19?
That's 19. Nope.
Nope. And the second one, waiting for it. I'll hit it again. Let's see what happens. Here we go.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ooh, that's a crit.
27.
That's a crit.
That was the
50
second roll
points of
too, yeah.
damage.
Yeah, so that's 50 points of damage.
So I like this. You step in and you do the lift and try and rip off its head, and it doesn't work. So you go to the necrotic. And in my head, it goes through your feet, and it rots out the bottom jaw. So now when you pull, it does give a little bit, and you do a bit of damage as you lift it up. But then you pull the beak up to here, and it just drives down into your chest. Oh, no, sorry. This is one that you're running away from. So as you're running past, and never mind. I take all of that back. As you're running past, one of them misses. The other one turns around and grabs you and slams you to the ground, doing 50 points of damage. And I'm going to say, no, not knocked to the ground. That's not there. There's no prone. So, yes, you are able to flee, but you take 50 points of damage in the process.
Yep.
That's a lot of damage.
That is one hit.
Especially considering I can't heal.
Yes.
You know, the other bullet by William, did both bullets attack William?
Yep.
Yeah, both attacked William.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. 2 attacked William, 2 attacked Tathlan, 3 attacked Lucas, and 2 more were just following the train. Tathlan, the one directly to your east is all but dead.
Yep.
The one to your west is wounded but not dead. The other 3 are the other 2 are untouched.
Well, seeing as the one to my west, no, but the one behind me is being spider fought by William.
Yeah.
Tathlan is going to direct his attention to the one that's nearly dead in front of him first,
This one here.
and going for well, and then all other attacks after that one's dead are going to be focused on this one. And
Absolutely.
we'll just roll all 4. That was 3.
30, 23, 16.
So the 30
And
dead,
27.
19.
I'm assuming 16 doesn't hit?
Wow, I got a 16.
The 16 does.
That was with
One.
advantage plus. I rolled 3 d20s on that and got a 16.
So,
Welcome to my last turn.
There we go.
so that's 50. That's 50 points of damage altogether.
So that first one is dead.
All right, so what,
That was only the first
so
hit. The second one misses. So, bam, the first one's dead. You come back and whiff on the second attack. As if enraged by that, you drive forward with the third attack, doing 15 points of damage.
It's like the first one, like as its mouth opens, I stick one blade down into its tongue and have the other one there as it chomps it, like stabs it, it recoils, and the blade just goes through the head. I spin to the other one. The first one gets knocked off, but then just slice against its 2 front tendons, trying to knock it a bit to the ground.
Oop, ignore that.
Damage. But yeah, that will be my turn.
Very well. Eldith.
All right. So, relative condition of these 2, though I'm probably going to go for this one because that one's got both William and Tathlan on it.
This one is untouched. This one is about half touched. And this one is just slightly touched, which used to be an insult.
So
You're a little
the
touched.
inky tendril with my dagger whips
Yes.
out at the one closest to me.
Very good. 19 hits, 16 points of damage.
And the second attack against it.
25 for another 13 points. Yes, the shadows just
third one
find
against
their
it.
way in amongst the armor. Like it's not even there. It's just going around rather than through. And it's just stab, stab, stab. And as the shadows pull away, only then do you see the blood dripping from the 3 wounds. It is still up and about, but it is now in about the same condition as the one that's just on the other side of William.
Now, quick question. Do I have half cover or 3/4 cover from it?
I will give you 3/4 cover because you asked.
Okay.
I see, chat. Actually, your chat, you're almost seeing what they're seeing, but if I do that, and then can I go this way a little bit? No.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they can see one bullet, but they can't see most of the
They can't
screen.
see the rest of you, so
Yeah.
I have to fix. Hang on, one moment. I should make a having technical difficulties music. Just
I think it's
we are experiencing technical difficulties.
my technical difficulties. I always do. This is my technical difficulties song. It's just me singing the words technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties.
There.
Technical difficulties.
We can now see, chat can now see Lucas standing in the middle of the room by himself. They cannot see the bullets that he's just run away from. They are directly to his south, just off the bottom of the map. And we can see most of the battle in the top corner, but not Eldith. But I'm not moving it anymore. So, we know where she is.
I really need a me ex machina.
Okay,
With
that will
that,
end
yes.
my turn then.
Mhm. And if you move your well,
Actually, bonus
unless you
action.
wanted
Do I need to do anything with my
disengage.
bonus action?
Can you disengage? Because you are.
No, I can't.
next
I only have one level, so I don't.
Right. Okay.
And I don't need to move back any further. If I've already got if I'm moving around and whipping at it with my Eldritch Claw and then sort of staying back, I don't need to move.
Yes, and chat's made a very good point. We can't see you because you're behind cover.
There we go.
So, the 2 bullets around William are going to attack him again.
So none of them are even attempting to attack me.
Nope.
Add
You're
advantage.
outside the hole.
That's all to the good.
So that's a 25 for the first one then. Pardon me, I didn't roll at advantage. I'll just use the button this time. 25 and a 25. So a total of 58 points of damage. It's just chewing on you. Just crunch, crunch.
So that'll be
crunch,
29.
crunch. Yes. I keep doing these huge damage, and your damage bar goes.
This is
Meh. Meh.
the glory of barbarism.
I mean, already you've done 100 points of damage.
I know, and you're not even. If we were using the colored bar, you'd just be getting into the red part now. But that's those 2. There's only one left to attack Tathlan.
I'm ready to defend.
17?
You rolled with advantage, but a 17 still misses. So
Yeah, okay. What was the other roll? Was it even worse? I mean, obviously it was worse. It was an 8, so yeah.
yeah.
So yes, it shouldn't.
So yeah,
So yes.
Tathlan's like just slice against both the angles as it goes in for the bite. It kind of like falls down a bit as it goes for it, and Tathlan quite neatly backs up a bit, raining his swords for another quick swipe against it on his next turn.
They start to spread out around you, but 2 of them do get to you again this turn, Lucas. They're running you down like dogs. From the left, one bites towards your hip. And we wait, dramatically. While the other one bites against your other hip. I rolled them both.
Are they still at advantage?
God's above. No, I'm
Oh,
done.
no, never mind. Sorry, I was looking
27 and a 14.
Oh, no.
Wow. So you are
That
knocked
27 is a
unconscious?
crit.
Because it's a 40,
Oh,
and I only
no.
have 21 left.
Okay, so that knocks you unconscious. The other one gives you 1 failed death save, the second one.
Yeah. Did I
Looks like
mention
we're
how
gonna
happy
reunite.
I am to be playing Lucas again?
Fear
I'm
not.
going to reunite with the corpse.
I have a plan.
It will confirm Tathlan and Williams' opinion of
In
Lucas.
fact, we're going to do it. We'll do it right now. As you hit the ground, Lucas, you feel everything start to fade. Everything goes cold and numb. You've killed so many. But this time it's you. You draw what will be your last breath. And 10,000 sets of celestial and demonic and godlike eyes open around you, and you see them all looking at you with the same question, the same offer. Serve me and live.
You realize this is the end of Lucas now, right?
That's
he'd rather
entirely
die.
up to you. Do what Lucas would do, and I will deal with the results.
Lucas, with the very last breath he can, and every single bit of just rage and hatred that he's managing to muster against these guys, spills out the last aura of hatred that he can, trying to shut these eyes and just hurt them a little bit.
You attack. You attack all the gods in the multiverse in what is quite possibly the most futile but brave death ever. And you hear laughter. The laughter of 10,000 gods that you missed with your wild swipe at them. Your rage impotent against them. and one voice in the back of the room. That will do. And all the eyes fade. And the voice says, I want to see you try. Make me a promise and I'll give you your life back.
I promise to kill every single one of those bastards.
Then this should be easy. Kill me last so I can watch.
Friend, you have a deal.
And that last set of eyes closes, leaving you in darkness. You feel pain. Every grain of your body is in agony. You're still bleeding out on the floor. You're still unconscious. You're still underneath a stampede of bullets. But you are, by the not gods, alive. The bullets trample past you and head in a northward direction, leaving you shattered and broken on the floor with one hit point. That's twice this week. I did this to you in the world at large on Sunday. I killed you.
Yeah.
But you have made a deal with an unknown god that when it comes time for you to kill all the gods, you will kill that one last. But it does mean you owe one god a favor.
That is the favor.
That is the favor, but you owe a god a favor, and I think that probably irks Lucas.
To the degree of, can you kill me last, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
This does not change my plan whatsoever.
And just
What's he
because
going to do if you kill him earlier? He'll be dead,
He'll take
right?
your-
I mean,
he's a god, he could retroactively take your powers away here. I don't know.
I don't know. Take back that one health point.
That's at 1 HP and let you die. All of a sudden history changes and you died in that cave. You've been playing someone else ever since. Who are they? What are they like?
No, it's the armor that. It's literally just the armor that woke up and took over the rest of the body. That's all
Actually,
I
I
need
like
to say.
that. Yes,
It's
that's
sentient.
happened.
Everything I wear is sentient.
That's right, yes. And so, yes. Oh. Maybe.
That's how Tathline was.
Uh-oh.
gonna
Maybe,
get this.
just maybe, that's what you just cut the deal with. You're not sure. I like that, though.
uh-oh.
Which is weird because the last time the armor and I spoke, all it went was worthy, and that was it.
It's been tricking you, maybe, because I just changed what it is. Anyway. I know we were going to go longer tonight. We kind of made it halfway. Let's do this as a step, because I think that leaving Lucas bleeding out on the floor, having cut a deal with the god to save himself from the gods and from death, is probably the best place I can imagine to drop a curtain. So I know we're mid-battle, but we're not. This battle has just started. Not only, there's more going on. You guys still have to get into this somehow. You've been sitting in one little corner. You still got to go find these 3 fuel cells and get them back. So we will do that.
Or not.
Or not. You could just bugger off.
I mean, we can kill these things, get rid of the rats in the basement,
and
then go kill the sick people.
well, yeah, the nice part is, you see, you've got the fuel cells. Well, you'll get the fuel cells
Well,
if you succeed. And you have one of the 3 people left in the entire world that can fly this cube is still alive.
Tathline thinks in the long term, doesn't he?
Yes, you had to keep somebody alive. I was particularly proud of myself when I invented the head engineer, the hedge-engineer, the ninja engineer, the ninjineer, and the mad engineer, the Magineer, which almost sounds like Imagineer. I was very happy when I found those, when I created those earlier in the week. But that's where we're going to drop the end of tonight. Thank you for coming back after all this time. A lot of people would have gone, that game's dead, and gone and find something else to do on Saturday nights. But you didn't. You waited, Friday nights, and you waited and you came back, in some cases Saturday mornings. I'll just have two conversations at once, alternating sentences, shall I? It's been a blast. I love this game because I'm not used to DMing at high levels. So you guys cast these spells and I go, it does what now? That's just a tattoo. You can do that 9 times a day. What? Oh God. But it's a blast because it's outside my comfort zone a little bit. And sometimes it takes a lot to get me out of my comfort zone. And this is it, especially with 4 talented players like these. Speaking of talented players, did you stay up all night this time, Doom, or?
I did not actually. I got a nice sleep and woke up on time. This is
Wow.
probably the first episode of a non-tired Tathland.
Well, it showed. There was a certain energy, a certain fatality involved in Tathland tonight that it sparkled through. But thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you in 2 weeks' time. William's Sanguish has me fascinated. Because if you don't focus on them, they're really simple. But as soon as you start to look, there's depth and there's reasons for things and there's judgments and a very sound and powerful mind at the bottom of this creature. And I really appreciate that you not only put it there, but then kind of hit it, but then let it out. You're a spectacular actor as well as an improver. Thank you for coming up with the stuff tonight. And Spider Climb, I've seen it used a lot, and I really like this. The pendulum is a spectacular thing. Thank you so much, Villa Villas, for bringing William to us this week and for waiting so long to come and play with us again. And Karis Sophia, Aldith, in any other game, you would be the darkness. You would be the character at the end of every session. Everybody turned to you and goes, oh my God, you look like a grandma, and you just, But in this game, it's like you're almost the human. You're almost the decent one. You're only a slave trader. You only see people as a number of gold pieces value, and yet
Commodity.
you might be and yet you might be the nicest one in the group. So thank you so much for squealing. Basically, when I said I want to do a dark game, does anybody interested? Yeah, before I finished typing, the answer was back. So thank you so much for joining in, and I'm very, very glad I did. Yes, only a slave trader is a good blurb for this. Yeah, I'm not a commodity. You would be if you were in this game. The innocence of Bickford would not last in this world. Also, he's only level 9. But I saved you for last because, like I said, Scarred, I have killed you twice in 1 week. On Sunday in the world at large, well, at the start, I guess it was 2 Sundays ago, the last time you were there, we did the full Lion King Stampede moment, and you got crushed saving Idicus, and Idicus saved you, but you were dead. So that was then, and we knew you were coming back there, and then again tonight. Is that the second time in a week that I've made you think, what am I going to play next?
No, I've just gone, if I have to do something else, I'm...
Lucas 2.0 coming up. His twin brother arrives. But thank you. And thank you for trusting me to kill you but not kill you. I've been looking for an opportunity to save Lucas with a god, and you did exactly what I was hoping you would do. So we kind of did it without doing it. So thank you very, very much for putting up with me killing you twice in a week. I appreciate that more than you can imagine. I don't get to kill people very often because I'm too nice. We'll fix that. Anyway,
This is fantasy. Death's never.
It's never off the table.
Yeah, I mean, well, and death is never permanent. I mean, it's whatever you narratively need.
That's right.
Comes
If
after.
nothing else, 1,000 gold piece diamond and a cleric, and you're all fixed.
Yeah,
I can't wait for someone to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to revive Tathland. He seems like someone that I should bring back.
Now that you mention it, there is a tiny goblin following you around who is your biggest fan in the whole wide world, and if you die, they're going to come and cut a tiny spot off of you. The only thing they own in the whole world is 1,000 gold piece diamond and the address of a cleric.
I think Lucas, if plans go the way Lucas wants it, would be, I need strong generals, get back up.
Yep, absolutely. we're going to see what happens with Lucas and the rest of them in 2 weeks' time. But there's 2 thank yous left. I almost got distracted. Thank you to chat, everybody that was in there. There was a lot of conversation tonight, back and forth from the cast to the viewers. I see the spinning hearts of eternal happiness here as well, which always makes me smile. I see lots of names that we don't always see, but thank you all for showing up, and thank you all for watching all the way to the end. And to all the people that watch this on YouTube, yes, there's a missing episode. I wasn't here. It didn't happen. So yes, there's a missing episode, but thank you for watching all the way to here. And if you did,
it didn't involve your favorite characters, so who cares?
Yeah, they weren't there. So they were underground being used as a bullet nose. But if you watched all the way to here on YouTube, please hit the like button, because I'm going to assume you did. That was 2 hours and a half almost. So that's all the thank yous. It's going to be 2 weeks, and that kind of sucks, because I'm interested to see what happens next. I'm interested to see what happens after Tathlan gets to unleash Tathlan, and William gets to get the rage out of his system after this battle is over. And maybe Eldith will get her horse back at some point, and maybe Tathlan won't eat it.
Hey, he respects Bjorn.
Yes, in fact, you're right.
He's more likely to eat me than
This
Bjorn.
is true. This is absolutely true.
After that recap.
And Lucas,
I want to kill you because I respect you.
And now Lucas will have to rebuild themselves from scratch again. So
Yeah, third time.
Third time's the charm. Look at this. I'm sitting here with 2 pens clicking the cap. I clipped caps as a kind of a nervous thing. I got 2 of them going. So you guys had me flying tonight. Thank you so much. And with that, the only thing left is, until next time, please be nice to each other. Good night.
Farewell.